A lot of people complain and, they say people talking bad about them, people spreading rumors about them, and a lot of people's in their business. But it makes me wonder, what makes you think people are in your business unless you're the one that's been telling people your business? All right, so let's get into it. If this is the first time you're joining me, my name is Mel. This is Team U Finance. We talk about all things finance, leveling up, and self-motivation. Please log on to teamufinance.com. Again, that's teamufinance.com. Get a copy of the free ebook, 10 Steps to Leveling Up Your Money. It's an easy read, it's nice, and it gives you a lot of pointers and tips about how to come up and let your money work for you. All right, the first thing that we need to do, we need to mind the business that pays us. And let me explain to you what I mean by that. A lot of times you pick up the phone, you call people, you talk to them, you tell them about what's going on with you, tell them what's going on in your life, and you genuinely think that the people that you're talking to, that they're in your corner and they care, or they really are on your team. These people don't care. And this is the reason why you got to stop telling people your business. It's simple. You don't need to think about it. You don't need to worry about it. You just have to literally stop opening your mouth and letting people know what's going on in your life. So what do I mean by that? For example, if you're going to buy anything, and as I've said before in previous videos, if you're going to buy anything, you don't need to let anybody know what you're about to buy. The biggest and the most pivotal one for me is about the finance. If you're getting a promotion or you got a new job, you don't need to call and let nobody know. Because again, these people that you're going to call and talk to and tell, they're not happy for you. If you're enrolled in a course, you're taking, some type of training, trying to get your certifications or trying to get your money up, you don't need to be telling people that business either. Because at the end of the day, while you're doing your course and trying to get your certifications done, every 5 minutes they're going to keep calling you or texting you and asking you, are you done yet? Did you start yet? Did you find a job yet? You don't need that type of stress when you're working on leveling up and getting a better type of career, better placement. All right? I've talked about it before. If you're buying a home, you don't need to tell people your business either. It doesn't matter what you're doing. You don't need to let anybody know what's going on with you, especially financially. At the end of the day, these people that you choose as confidants and that you're talking to, they don't want to see you grow. And I can remember when I was coming up and, I'd have, certain issues or certain, problems with people that I thought were my friends that I confided in. And I remember one day I was speaking to one of my family members and one of my relatives said to me, he said, Mel, let me explain something to you. He was like, there's nothing wrong with you talking to somebody. But what is wrong is that you keep telling them your business. And I said, explain to me what you mean. He said, you have to understand in life, people don't want you to grow. They don't want you to grow. And the most important thing is they do not want you to be even. They don't want you to be on their level. They don't mind if you're always the odd person out. Now, the path of life is not about mathematics. But in terms of leveling up and growing your money, people don't like to see or know that you're making more than them or you're about to come up or have a come up and start making some money. A person, for example, that has a good job that you admire, okay? Or they're doing very well, they're successful, you admire them, and they're making their money and they're doing good. And you, that's not even as fortunate as them is yet, and you're trying to come up and you tell them and you say, listen, I really admire you. I just got a new job, I got a promotion, I'm doing well, I came across some money. That person's not going to want to hear that. That person is going to want you to still stay at the level that you were before. And that's not good. This is the reason why you didn't need to tell that person your business in the first place. Again, if this is the first time you're joining me, please comment, like, subscribe, and share. We talk about all things finance and we talk about money on this channel and self-motivation. But what I was saying is that person does not want you to come up. Now, you might say to me again, Mel, listen, that's a friend that I've known for years. That's a family member. That's even my significant other. It doesn't matter who it is. If somebody's not in your corner, if somebody's an enemy and they're not in your corner, doesn't matter if they're related to you or it's a person outside, they don't have your best interests. And that's why you basically got to mind the business that pays you. You don't need to worry about their business. You don't need to ask them or let them know about your business. You keep that to yourself. Because at the end of the day, they don't want you to grow. I also want to reiterate that when you tell people your business, you basically open up a line of disrespect. And let me explain what I mean by that. Many times when things happen to you, whether it be, personal level, it could be on a professional level, financial level. And when you bring your business to people, you tell people what's going on with you. They have all sorts of, innuendos in their mind. They think of all sorts of crazy things. Sometimes they tend to blame you that had the problem. And the thing is, you're only confiding in that person. Because again, the goal and the objective of them is to put you down, to make you feel less than. Why would you want to bring your business or talk to somebody whose goal is to make you feel bad about yourself or to try to make you feel bad? You don't even need to deal with that. And remember, if you had never brought your business to that person in the first place, they would have never had the courage or the nerves to want to put you down or take your story and make it more than it is and try to make you feel bad about something that happened to you. Again, you got to mind the business that pays you. If you need to talk about your money or ways to spend your money, go see a professional financial person. Heck, go to your bank. Talk to the CSR in the booth. They could talk to you about your money. Okay? If you're having personal issues, your personal business, then you talk to somebody professional. You see a therapist. You see a counselor. You do not need to be sharing what's going on in your life with people. Because at the end of the day, people don't care and they don't want to know that you're doing well. They don't want to know if you're getting better than them. They don't want you even with them. Those are some of the things that I learned in my life. And when I learned that the people that I thought was not in my corner or didn't want to be in my corner, I didn't waste any time with those people anymore. I stopped. I stopped confiding in them. I stopped calling them. I stopped texting them. I stopped doing all of that. Now, of course, some of them, came back and said, Mel, you think you're better. You're acting brand new. You know what? You don't want to deal with me anymore and so forth. It wasn't about that. Again, I had to find my inner peace. And I had to stop letting people trample on me when I had an issue or a problem. That was the biggest reason why I stopped telling people my business. And at the end of the day, they were never my friends anyway. They never cared about me. They never wanted me to have a come up. They never wanted me to be on their level. Why would I want to waste my precious time with you and confiding in you if that's the type of person that you are? Okay? There is no reason for you to be confiding in somebody who does not care about you. And the funny thing is, it's not like you know for sure or for certain who these people are. But you know who they are when you start telling them your business and they just don't seem to care or have any type of empathy towards you as a person. So with that in mind, I also have a new ebook, 10 steps, to level up your money. The link is in the description. If you just log on to the website, it'll show exactly where to go and get a free copy of the ebook. When you get a chance, you get a moment, read the book, get a download. It doesn't hurt you to read it. Those are some of the steps that I use to basically, grow my money. To grow my money, to have my peace, and start basically feeling better about myself. All right? Beautiful people, if you've enjoyed the content so far, I ask you to like, subscribe, comment, and share. And I really appreciate it. It helps the channel grow and helps to get the word or the message across. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful day if you got this far in my message. Thank you so much.